we've played to our ability in this match, and as I said before, I'm sure the West Indies know that they're in for a game now.
First day of the opening Cornhill Test match at Lord's between England and India. Welcome to the highlights. Always a marvellous atmosphere in a Lord's Test match, and conditions for this opening day just about perfect. The toss, well, I would have thought this was a very, very important toss to win. Conditions just about perfect. An absolute belter of a pitch, it looked from a distance anyway, and so Ray Illingworth said once he got out there, India won the toss and put England into bat. We'll have to wait to see how good that is, good a decision that was, but those are the teams. Gower and Gooch skippering, and playing in his first Test match, John Morris from Derbyshire. India have gone in with two spinners, Hirvani and Shastri, who has been deputed to open the batting. But the pitch looking good, as the two umpires, Harold Bird and Nigel Plews, came out, and confirmation that India won the toss and were fielding. Well, the first over was bowled by Kapil Dev, who suddenly decided, having completed it, that he wanted to switch down to the nursery end. To enable that to be accommodated, Sharma had to bowl the third over of the innings. This is the fourth ball. He's coming in to bowl to Michael Atherton, and it's 3 for no wicket.
It's the shorter boundary that the Indians had reservations about. 4 runs. Nicely timed shot. That's his shot. Second 4 of the morning.
Watch this very carefully. Prabhakar bowling an in-swinger round about middle stump, and it's whipped away through the leg side. The slope helping the batsman whip it away. But instead of hitting it mid-on, Gower and Gooch knows it's coming in further and further onto his legs, and he just whips it away down that slope. Now these are the two men that are putting a little bit of pressure on Michael Atherton, the batsman. Good bowling. He wants the pressure to build. He wants Atherton to see these batsmen every ball to be.
Beautiful, that's it. Finally, it's got through. Fuller length, movement, squeeze through. Atherton goes. And England now 14 for 1.
Well, I think that's just a little bit of pressure there on Michael Atherton. Pressure that got him out. The 2 men in at silly mid-off and silly mid-on. A ball that just nips back a little bit, probably hits the pad or maybe the inside edge of the bat. Didn't do anything special, the ball, but it pressurised him the whole of the over.
David Gower. The ground on which he first lost the England captaincy. There's a fine shot. Nobody need run for that except the fielder. It's Gooch into double figures. 3150s. Down the slope. Isn't running all that quickly, but quickly enough. 4 more. It's the end of the over.
Well, there can't have been much in that.
Getting a good line, just going on, probably just missing that leg stump there.
And that looks as though it's just gone past extra cover. Vintage Gower. Two lovely strokes in 2 overs. One off the pads past square, and then delightful cover drive.
A glorious stroke again by Gower. He's using that right arm a little bit better now.
.50 comes up for England, the loss of 1 wicket. It was Atherton who was out for 8. Gooch now has 27 and Gower 12. Now that was a much more confident appeal, and that was led by KIRAN behind the stumps, so Prabhakar must have been enthusiastic himself about it.
Gower does not always stretch his front foot when he plays forward. Here again, he hasn't quite gone right forward, and it's a very, very good shout.
Super shot. Very fast outfield. That's up the hill to square cover. But the ball, I think, a little wide over pitched, and Gower and Gooch is in tremendous form.
Still didn't quite get to the pitch of the ball. He was stationary when he made that shot, and then he moved forward.
Oh dear.
Sanjeev Sharma has not had the best of luck in test matches, and here he gets an edge, and Murray has dropped the simplest of catches. Poor Sanjeev Sharma, who's been striving to make a permanent place in the Indian team. Here he has the England captain edging the ball, but KIRAN Murray was not obliging.
Very well bowled again. Keeper's not had a good morning.
It's a beautifully flighted delivery that just turns inside bat and pad, and the wicketkeeper makes a right mess of it. Almost jumps at it at the end. It keeps a little bit low maybe, but it's beautifully flighted and bowled. And that looks a little bit sloppy, the wicket-keeping there. It looks to be jumping about a bit.
Lovely shot. Footwork good to get him there, and the execution of the shot perfect. Oh, well, this time he knew what was going on and where it was going to. 6 runs. Terrific shot. Shortish boundary, or the shorter boundary. Only a short arm jab.
Well, it's rather a surprising shot there from Gower and Gooch. He didn't quite get there. Hit that with a bit of a cross bat, and not the kind of shot that you'd expect Gooch to play a test match at this stage of the match. He middled it, and it was 6 runs.
Gets him to 50. Might be 4 more. It's 15 off the over. This will certainly make Azharuddin and India think. Gooch coming out to dominate.
There again, that was a good shot. A lovely follow through. It's perfectly balanced there.
Kapil Dev. Oh. Really is in terrific form.
Well, that's a beautiful stroke. He's looked great since lunch as Gooch. Not quite getting to it with the foot, but good follow through. Arms and hands going in a lovely position right through on the ball. Beautifully timed.
Gower's playing beautifully. That was a guided, controlled shot. So often around off stump, he seems to throw the bat and it goes anywhere from square behind. But there, that was a really good, controlled, angled shot.
Yes, there's no doubt he ran that down there. I'm not sure how good a shot it is, but on that occasion he kept it down. There's no third man, so you get full value for it.
KIRAN is the bowler. Oh, it's skied in the air, and that's very fortunate. It was an attacking shot, but it really didn't come off the meat of the bat, and that cleared mid-on, but an element of risk, a big element of risk in that. Very good bowling by KIRAN. Here's Sunil Gavaskar.
Gower was, I think, a little impatient, considering Gooch has been getting all those boundaries.
Well, it's Kapil Dev now from the nursery end. Kapil started at the pavilion end this morning just for 1 over, then said, I want to bowl downwind. That's where he is now. It's a lovely shot, taken off the stumps, but it's a flick of the wrists, speeding away to the nursery end boundary. Ah, they said, as if it was in line, but might just got a nick on it. That finds the gap. The offside there is well loaded with fielders, and cover was square, but that still got through between point and the deep gully. England, India, test matches at Lord's, 11 matches, England won 8, India won, drawn 2. And there's a great shout there, and he's given out bat and pad. David Gower, I think, is annoyed. He flips the ball back straight onto his stumps, and I think he genuinely believes that he did not hit that. Maybe disappointment, we'll have to see, but David Gower goes. Well, it appeared to hit the pad very early there, but the umpire says it flicked the bat as well. Allan Lamb.
The pleasures of coming to the cricket. Sanjeev Sharma from nursery end. It's on the short boundary and it's going down the hill. It's terrible to be chasing one of those, because the faster you run, the quicker the ball gets away from you. I've just got the impression today, Jeff, that Gower and Gooch is waiting for the ball a little more. Seems to be playing his strokes a bit later than usual. Perhaps even a bit more risky.
When he plays well, he does wait for it later. He doesn't get into the shot too soon. And you see here, he just waits and waits, lets the ball come, and a lovely back foot shot. One, he was bowling now, will have to remember that although he can pressurise the new batsman Allan Lamb with men in close to the bat, if he bowls a ball offline, too short or anything, Allan Lamb will be onto it in a flash. He's a very positive attacking player.
No better example than that.
Yeah, it's a lovely shot. You give Allan Lamb any room at all, front foot or back foot, he's going to hit it. That's wide, gives him a chance to get that foot out there, and these very strong forearms. He hits with a lot of right hand, very powerful shot player. He's a positive player, and he's better being positive.
Rabaka comes on from the pavilion end. His quickish medium pace. And has gone past the outside edge on a number of occasions just like that. And once again, that's beaten the fielder. It's really racing away. That's a great effort. A bit of experience has gone into that piece of fielding, because he knew he had to start diving a long way away from the rope. Ball just accelerates down that slope.
It does, because that's only a little short-arm jab down the hill. It's racing away, running all the time, and Ravi Shastri, very determined and tenacious there. Good effort.
That could be it. No doubt it is it. What a nice way to bring up your 100. Played some lovely strokes today, Gower and Gooch. Although he was put down at 36, I'd rate that as one of the very best Test match innings I've seen him play.
Well, yes, that was 4 as soon as it left the bowler's hand. He was in position very quickly, clipped it away firmly, positively, very confidently, and he knew when he set off to run that there was really no need. It was going to the boundary.
Just as well he's only 17 years of age. Otherwise, young Tendulkar would be puffing a little as he came back from 2 such chases.
Yes, I can think of a few experienced players who will be looking at the bowler here with a few daggers drawn. If they've had to run twice, 2 in 2 balls to the same place, not very clever bowling. Give the batsman a sighter to hit for 4 for his 100, then give him one again in the same place on his legs.
It's looking rather ominous to me, or it would be looking ominous to me if I were out in the field. Here Varney at the bottom end, the nursery end.
And there goes Lamb. Gets himself in peculiar position sometimes. That's his 5th 4, but nobody better at putting the bad ball away. Oh, nice loop there from the leg spinner. Drew Lamb into the shot. There it goes. th boundary for Gooch.
Yes, I think Gooch has been in as good a form today. I've seen him for quite a long time. He's been very positive, and he's come in, put him back to ball from the word go. He had that little bit of luck and he was dropped, but he has played some good shots.
That's a lovely shot. Just leaned into that. The problems are mounting for India.
Well, another fine piece of timing by Gooch. Really has been in prime condition. Not trying to hit it excessively hard, just a nudge of that heavy bat, and away it goes for 4 more. Had a marvellous summer this year, Gooch.
A slower ball really does mix them up well, and no luck at all for him.
Yes, that was well bowled. It was noticeable in the one-day internationals. They made good use of the slower ball. It wasn't a chance, it went wrong on the floor, but disappointment of deceiving the batsman into playing early, which ALLAN Lamb did. You can see his timing was wrong. His foot hadn't got there, and then the ball goes for 4.
Goodness me. Certainly found the middle of the bat for most of the day. That was just an ordinary run-of-the-mill defensive stroke.
just seemed to flow into the shot, Alan Lamb.
That won't go down as the best fielding effort of the day.
And the fact that the shot went wide of mid-off gives you an indication of how slow the wicket is.
I can tell you it's a very flat pitch and a very hard ground.
Considering the fact that the Indians very seldom get the opportunity to dive or to learn how to dive because of the state of the maidans they play in, the Indians are making good effort.
What a shot. Applause from Lamb at the non-striker's end. Muted applause, I suspect, from the bowler. But that was a glorious stroke.
You know, a bowler likes to be driven straight back past him. Kapil Dev's no exception. And this was a cracking shot from Gower and Gooch.
That's another great shot. You really can't give Lamb anything at all in that area. And that's 50. Just off 65 deliveries and 10 fours. Exactly what his side wanted. There's a great shot from Lamb again. And really, anything in the least bit short on almost any pitch Lamb can go for. And a pitch of this pace into that short leg side boundary. Well, this is what happened.
It is sheer folly to pitch it short to a batsman of Lamb's class, and at the pace at which Sanjeev Sharma bowls, Lamb loves to cut and hook. And he knew the moment the ball was pitched short that it was going to go for 4.
At this stage of the game, with India in such a poor position, I think it's very important that they decide to bowl to one side of the wicket, and that is the offside. They should pack the offside, give the bowler protection on the offside with a man out on the boundary, which the captain has done, but that's no good if the bowler then bowls at leg stump and allows the batsman to sweep.
Or fetch him, which is exactly what he did. And really Gooch's shot selection now, and that's 6 or 4. Dickey's looking, decides it's 4.
Well, he's fetched it from right outside off stump. He's a powerful lad, hit straight across the line, full of confidence, right in the meat of the bat, and it's sailed away.
One more.
Well, it's a straightforward long hop, this, that you tell club cricketers not to bowl. Halfway down the pitch at very moderate medium pace, ball hole, batsman in, just crack that away in front of square, and that's one of ALLAN's favourite shots.
Another one. The placement of that was good. The man was out deep just behind square. He bisected him and the long leg. And really, this is almost one-day cricket.
It's really a question of help yourself. And unless something dramatic happens, which can't be foreseen by looking at the game with the experienced eye, then England are going to amass a huge total, 650, very, very quickly by tomorrow afternoon, and that's a long way ahead at the moment.
But I'm afraid he's come in with the batsman now in prime form, and that's Gower and Gooch's 150. And what a thumping way to get it.
Then England are going to amass a huge total, 650, very, very quickly by tomorrow afternoon, and that's a long way ahead at the moment.
But I'm afraid he's come in with the batsman now in prime form, and that's Gower and Gooch's 150. And what a thumping way to get it.
Yes, it doesn't matter who bowls when a batsman's got into this kind of form. It was only just short of a length, and Gooch really hammered it away through the covers.
Ravi.
A 150 partnership there between Gooch and Lamb.
And that's the 300 up. Sidhu is making haste. Four runs. 300 for two. Another fine shot from Gower and Gooch.
Well, another fine shot, this time through mid-on. And a lot of these dudes are not really full half volleys, but Gooch in such prime form now that really all the bowling comes alike to him.
I think that's John Morris just taking a stroll. Well, it's very hard, isn't it? You know, when will I get in? Will they all expect me now to get runs now that we're 305 for two? It is turning, and that's more evidence. Sidhu.
Yes, Tony, I think many times as a new batsman, you prefer wickets to fall a little bit rather than have to follow a very big partnership.
Kirwani is the bowler. Well, it's a rare false shot from Gower and Gooch there.
Yes, I think what happened there is what will happen more and more in this match. See the height this ball bounces or doesn't bounce. Now that was only about 3 or 4 inches off the floor, and I do feel on this pitch that will happen more and more as the game progresses.
Tremendous blow, lovely footwork. 6 runs over extra cover.
Well, there's nothing much that the bowler could do about that. That was a good delivery, pitched about off stump, straighten. Gooch going down the wicket, made room for himself and hit the ball straight over extra cover for 6. That's a beautiful stroke.
Run partnership for Gooch and Lamb. It's been a good one too. .350 up now, and Allan Lamb has gone to 98. Was 50 in 50 balls for that partnership. And there it is, lovely way to bring it up. Both Gooch and Lamb have played delightful strokes to bring up their centuries here today. Captain and vice-captain, a great performance.
Allan Lamb, 102 out of 122 balls, speaks for itself.
Indeed it does, and there were 4 more added in the last 2 overs of play. Just 90 overs bowled. The fielding side made certain there were no more than 90. Took it up to 359 for 2, 13 extras in that total. Gooch 194, Lamb 104. The 2 wicket takers, Kapil Dev 22 overs, 3 maidens, 1 for 81, and Hirvani 19 overs, 1 maiden, 1 for 57. Sharma from the pavilion end